It's amazing to me that, songwriting is done pretty much in solitude.
At my age, when I get up in the morning.
At 88, Bill Gaither has kept many things close to his heart, until now. For decades, his music has touched millions, but his personal story remained hidden. It's a little bit like today, after years of silence, Bill is ready to share what few have heard. What secrets has he held back? What truths will finally come to light? Join us as we uncover the surprising story about Bill Gaither that changes everything you thought you knew. The Nellens tragedy. On July 26, 2024, tragedy struck the gospel music world. 3 members of the well-known gospel group The Nellens lost their lives in a plane crash in Wyoming. Alaskan crews, we are on our way. We just landed in Nebraska City. Yeah. So our first stop, and then we're stopping. Where are we going? Montana. The group was traveling to join the Gaither Homecoming Alaska cruise, which was set to depart from Seattle. The crash claimed the lives of Kelly Nellen Clark, her husband Jason Clark, and their daughter Amber Nellen Kistler, all key members of the award-winning family group. The small aircraft, a Pilatus PC-1247E, carried 7 people when it went down in Campbell County. The crash site was remote, and investigators had not yet reached the area by Saturday. Firefighters worked through Friday night to control a large fire near the wreckage. Just hours before the crash, members of the Nellens posted a cheerful video on Instagram. In the clip, they smiled and chatted outside their plane in Nebraska City, Nebraska, sharing that they were about to eat before heading to Montana, their final stop before the tragedy. A statement from Gaither management said that Autumn Nellen-Streetman, Jason and Kelly's youngest daughter, and her husband, Jamie, were not on the plane. They made it safely to Seattle, where they were told about the accident. Once there, they joined other artists at the hotel, where friends and fellow performers gathered to comfort them with prayers, songs, and support. The management team also revealed that Autumn and Jamie had since returned home to be with Kelly's brother, Todd Nellen, and his wife, Rhonda, as they began the painful process of facing what lay ahead. Lastly, the team called for continued support and prayers during these difficult days. At the time, Bill Gaither had yet to comment on what had happened. And when he did, it indeed confirmed what we had long thought. The tribute. Several months after the tragic plane crash, Bill Gaither finally released a touching video about the Nellens. In the video, he reminisced about special moments with the family over the years, recalling memories from when Kelly's father, Rex Nellen, first appeared on a Gaither stage, to seeing little Amber sing as a young girl, and to their final days. The week Gaither broke his silence was the first time Autumn joined the Gaithers for a new taping since the crash. Being there without her family was painful, but it marked a significant step forward as the community continued to honor their memory. As many expected, Bill Gaither described the tragedy as part of God's plan. For many fans, it was heartbreaking to realize that such a terrible event couldn't be prevented. The Nellens had been a powerful force in gospel music for decades. They were inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame in 2016, a well-deserved honor. Their success in Southern gospel was impressive, with 20 songs reaching the top 5 on the charts, according to their website. While they'd received several Grammy nominations, their biggest recognition came from the Dove Awards. They'd won 10 and earned 35 nominations from the Gospel Music Association. Their latest Dove Award came in 2021 for If God Pulled Back the Curtain, in the Country/Bluegrass Recorded Song of the Year category. Their story went back to the 1970s when Kelly's father, Rex Nellen, took over leadership of the Lefevres, a well-known family group. In 1977, the group's name changed to the Rex Nellen Singers, and later in 1985, they became the Nellens. Kelly began singing part-time with the group in 1972, later joining full-time and taking over management after her father retired in 1997. Jason became a member in 1994, and Amber joined the family group in 2002. Over the years, the Nellens recorded music with labels such as Canaan, RNS, Homeland, Daywind, and Gaither Music Group. Fans loved hearing their songs like Oh, for 1,000 Tongues, The Sun's Coming Up, Come Morning, I'll Talk to the Father, I'm Glad I Know Who Jesus Is, That's Enough, and We Shall Wear a Robe and Crown, at concerts, on the radio, and on gospel playlists. Jackie Patillo, president of the Gospel Music Association, expressed sorrow over the loss of Jason, Kelly, and Amber, along with others who died in the crash. She sent deepest condolences and prayers to Autumn and the Nellen family, saying they would always hold a special place in the GMA Hall of Fame. The governor of Georgia also shared a message asking everyone to pray for those lost, their families, and the gospel music community mourning this painful loss. The 7-day Gaither Homecoming Cruise, Until We Meet Again, was set to leave on Saturday and return August 3rd. The event featured the famous gospel duo Bill and Gloria Gaither and the Gaither Vocal Band as the main performers. The lineup included well-known Christian artists like Mark Lowry, Russ Taff, and Sandy Patty. The music world lost a powerful group of worshipers, but for Bill, it was like losing family. Yet, true to form, critics still found a way to attack him despite the heartbreak. Criticism and commercial success. More than a gospel artist's success brings all kinds of attention, and with it, plenty of critics. The Gaither homecoming concerts grew from small church gatherings into huge events held in arenas with seats for thousands. That sounds exciting, but it also meant bigger stages, bright lights, giant video screens, and a crew of sound engineers, stagehands, and camera operators. What used to be cheap or free became ticketed shows costing $50 to $100. The lobbies filled with tables selling CDs, mugs, t-shirts, and thick songbooks. Many fans enjoyed the energy and professionalism, but some felt uneasy about the changes. Critics, mainly from smaller churches, argued that gospel music was turning into an expensive spectacle. They remembered when quartets sang for a love offering dropped into a bucket. Some pastors even wrote articles asking, "Has worship become commercialized?" They worried families with tight budgets might be priced out of the experience. One newsletter even called the tours the Gaither money machine. Bill Gaither didn't back down. He responded openly in interviews and letters, explaining that renting large arenas, hiring union workers, and covering insurance was far more costly than a church gym. Advanced ticket sales helped avoid debt, and part of the profits supported new recordings, music scholarships, and mission work. He clarified that sound business practices allowed them to reach more people with their message. Over time, the tension softened into a respectful disagreement. The homecoming tours kept their ticket pricing but added cheaper seats at the upper levels and group discounts for church buses. While critics still raise concerns when prices rise, most fans accept the trade-off: better sound, comfortable seats, and a night filled with uplifting music. Attendance remains strong, showing that for many, the message still matters more than the money. Controversy and response. Bill and Gloria Gaither faced criticism over an event in Phoenix, Arizona, in 2002. They had organized a homecoming gathering, an informal night where many gospel singers came together to share stories, food, and songs, later filmed for a DVD. One of the guests was Marcia Stevens, a well-known singer from the 1970s Jesus music scene, famous for writing "For Those Tears I Died." Years after her initial success, Marcia publicly shared that she was gay and began leading worship in churches that accepted same-sex relationships. The controversy started when photos from the Phoenix event were shared in conservative newsletters. One showed Bill and Gloria smiling next to Marcia and her partner. Another captured Bill laughing and calling Marcia a real saint. For many who believe the Bible forbids same-sex unions, seeing those images was shocking. Christian magazines were flooded with letters, and some pastors urged their congregations to boycott Gaither's videos, accusing Bill of being too soft on sin. Bill Gaither quickly responded with a calm statement. He explained that the homecoming table was meant to show Christian love to everyone there. Inviting someone to sing didn't mean endorsing every part of their life. He reminded critics that Jesus often shared meals with people whose choices upset religious leaders of his time. Bill reaffirmed his traditional view of marriage but emphasized treating all guests with kindness and respect. Most fans accepted his explanation, though a small group remained unhappy. DVD sales dipped briefly but soon bounced back. Looking back, this episode shows how fast misunderstandings can spread, especially in the internet age. It also highlights Bill's commitment to his core belief: open doors, warm hearts, and songs about grace, even when some don't agree. The Gaither music empire. Bill's frequent critics aren't a secret. He stands out as one of the rare figures in the gospel world who has built a true empire from gospel music. But just how massive is this Gaither Music Company? Bill Gaither built the Gaither Music Company into a powerful and busy organization. It isn't just a record label, it handles concert bookings through Gaither Management Group, produces television shows, manages copyrights, runs a retail store, and operates Gaither Studios, formerly Pinebrook Studios. The company even has its own telemarketing team to support all its activities. Bill also managed the Gaither Family Resources Retail Center. Part of the company is LiveBait Productions, an animation studio led by Bill's son, Benji Gaither. Back in the 1980s, Bill was connected with Paragon Associates, which teamed up with Zondervan to buy Benson Records, now under Sony BMG Music Entertainment. In 1994, Bill partnered with businessman Leland Boren to start Chapel Hill Music Group in Brentwood, Tennessee. This group, later renamed Spring Hill Music Group, became part of the Gaither Music Company and focused on producing projects like the popular Gaither Homecoming series. Bill has mentored many younger Christian artists, helping to launch and boost their careers. He also worked to keep earlier stars in the spotlight by producing homecoming recordings and tours. Many well-known Christian musicians grew in fame while touring with the Gaithers, including Mark Lowry, Michael W. Smith, Carmen, Sandy Patty, Steve Green, Don Francisco, Amy Grant, Michael English, Jonathan Pierce, Carla Worrell, and Cynthia Clausen. The Gaither Vocal Band has featured many singers over the years, such as Gary McSpadden, Steve Green, Lee Young, John Moore, Larnell Harris, Michael English, Lemuel Miller, Jim Murray, Mark Lowry, Terry Franklin, Buddy Mullins, Jonathan Pierce, Guy Penrod, David Phelps, Russ Taff, Marshall Hall, Wes Hampton, Adam Crabb, Todd Suttles, and Reggie Smith. Penrod, Lowry, and Hampton have been with the band the longest, besides Bill himself. Penrod stayed from 1995 to 2008, Lowry from 1988 to 2001, and Hampton has been with them since 2005. In January 2009, Lowry, English, and Phelps rejoined the group, while Penrod and Hall left. Bill's homecoming tours, starting in 1991, brought together top stars from Southern gospel and contemporary Christian music, sparking a fresh wave of interest in both styles. These tours have sold over 1.1 million tickets worldwide and have performed at famous venues like the Kennedy Center and Carnegie Hall. Pollstar ranked the tour in 2004 as selling more tickets than big names like Elton John, Fleetwood Mac, and Rod Stewart. Performers like Linda Randall, the Isaacs, Russ Taff, the Hoppers, and Jesse Dixon have also been part of these tours, making them a grand celebration of gospel music. Bill is now at the peak of the gospel music world, but getting there wasn't as easy as most people imagine. Bill's journey, the humble beginning. Back in 1936, while still a student at Anderson College, Bill Gaither started his first group, the Bill Gaither Trio, with his sister Mary and brother Danny. 3 years later, in 1959, Bill finished college, earning a degree in English with a music minor. Even though he loved singing and performing, he didn't jump straight into a music career. Instead, he took a job as an English teacher after graduation. In 1961, Bill earned a master's degree from Ball State University. A few years later, he got involved with the New Gospel Music Association, started in 1964, and helped assemble the very first Dove Awards ceremony. At first, Bill tried to balance teaching full-time with chasing his music dreams, but it didn't work well. In 1967, he left teaching and focused entirely on Christian music. His big break came earlier, in 1964, when his song, He Touched Me, was recorded. Southern gospel legends like Jake Hess, Hovey Lister, the Spears, the Statesmen, and the Happy Goodmans shaped Bill's music. He married Gloria Sickle, who became the perfect partner in both life and songwriting. For the first 5 years of their marriage, they juggled teaching jobs, writing songs, singing, recording, and publishing. Eventually, music became their full-time career in 1967. Together, Bill and Gloria didn't just write songs. They created music that touched hearts deeply. Their lyrics spoke across generations, bringing hope to those who felt lost or discouraged. They laid the foundation for modern gospel music with songs that carried powerful messages of faith, hope, and trust in God. Even as music styles changed over the years, their songs stayed fresh and meaningful. You could hear their work in churches, concert halls, and homes, and many of their songs are still sung today. A legacy in music. Bill and Gloria share the stories behind some of their most beloved songs. Gloria usually wrote the lyrics, while Bill composed the melodies. He shaped the music and she crafted the words. They were a perfect team. Together, they created over 700 gospel songs that have become a cherished part of worship for countless believers. For over 60 years, they stayed true to their purpose, no matter how much the world changed or what challenges they faced. Their mission stayed strong. Every song they wrote carried messages of hope, change, and the comforting truth that God is always near. Writing so many songs is impressive, but what stands out even more is the deep heart in each one. Their music wasn't just catchy, it was filled with soul and prayer. Take "He Touched Me," written in 1963, it beautifully captures the wonder of God entering someone's life. Churches worldwide still sing it, and many find their experience in its powerful words. Then there's "Because He Lives." Born during times of social unrest and personal hardship, this song brings a strong message of hope. Its chorus has comforted millions, reminding them they can face any future because their faith holds firm. And of course, "The King is Coming" is unforgettable. It paints a bold picture of Christ's return with vivid lyrics and a powerful melody. Even after decades, it still moves listeners, reminding them that beyond life's chaos, a bright future awaits those who believe. These songs are just a few examples of how the Gaithers have shaped Christian worship. Their music continues to live on, in traditional church services and modern praise gatherings alike. You can't escape the lasting influence of Gaither's songs. What do you think about Bill Gaither and his music? Share your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing videos. Also, click on the next video on your screen. You will enjoy it.